gazorblasting.com or call 402-421-3559 to request your quote. Restore, protect, and make your metal shine like never before with the help of Gazer Blasting and Coatings.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Give your furnace a break with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Heartland of Nebraska Windows offers a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty of everything, while still keeping their prices affordable. Sounds too good to be true, right? Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give the window experts at Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today.
A1 Automotive's second location is now open at 5110 State Hill Drive, just off of Yankee Hill Road. The new location continues to specialize in all makes and models and provides personalized service as they have for 15 years. With the school year here, A1 Automotive reminds you that college students get 10% off any service, and they offer free tire repair with a valid college ID. Schedule your appointment today at a1autolincoln.com and visit their new location in South Lincoln at 5110 State Hill Drive or downtown at 11th and L.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
Live from the heart of Lincoln, America. Welcome to Ticket Weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome in to Ticket Weeknights. Harrison Arndt still on the ones and twos. We got Chris Raff, the host, is always streaming in. You guys can join in 402-464-5685. That is the starter Amen text line. All great ways to get your comments in. Of course, use the stream to put a face to the voice. Facebook, YouTube, X, Allo Channel 961, if I haven't said it already. All right, Chris Raff, happy Thursday. We got NFL on Thursday. Packers are doing it, of course. They're up. Started, I believe halftime just ended as well. They're starting up the third quarter. We'll give you updates on that, at least score-wise as it goes on. But, Raff, how's it going on a beautiful Thursday, at least here in Lincoln?
It's going good. It's going good. The game tonight's kind of surprising, to be honest with you. I mean, honestly, the Packers should probably be up 21-3 right now because there was that skinny post that they went for on 4th and 2, 4th and 3 that Jordan Love would definitely want that pass back because Golden was open. So that the Commanders have it 14-3. I see the Commanders just missed a field goal. So they could have cut that game to 14-6, which is crazy. Being down 14-3, I think right now, if you're the Commanders, you got to be a little bit, I mean, you're disappointed in the way you're playing, but to still be in the game to where they might have a chance. But Daniels is not, I don't know, I don't say the word struggling, but it just looks just what makes his game go to another level is his running ability. And it'll be interesting to see in the second half if he's able to break off a few big chunk plays running the ball. He's been struggling tonight. So it's one of those games that the Packers end up, winning convincingly, like they've been joking around all night that a bunch of Packers fans after week one started booking their tickets to the Super Bowl. You might have a whole bunch more little early in the season to be doing it, but they are Packers fans.
That they are. And they're probably having a lot more fun than I am. Rightfully so. 14-3. To your point, Jaden Daniels, 11 for 18, only 61 yards.
Yeah.
You compare that, Jordan Love. Jordan Love has completed 3 more passes than Jaden Daniels. He's 14 for 19. He has 237 yards and Daniels has 61. And again, Love only has completed 3 more passes than Daniels so far. So again, I haven't been able to watch the game. Gotta love the era of streaming where it's on Fox, but it's blacked out over here. I think I haven't been able to find it at all on Fox.
It's on Amazon Prime. It's Thursday night.
So yeah, I don't have it on right here, which is a bit of a bummer. So I can't tell you exactly, but just looking at the stats, clearly Jordan Love's passes are posing a much bigger threat down the field as opposed to what looks like Daniels, just based off the numbers, are kind of dinking and dunking their way down the field.
Yeah, a lot of check downs tonight. I think he started out the game. He was like 3 for 3 with like 9 yards passing, or maybe it was 4 for 4. No sign of McLaurin. I haven't really seen much of McLaurin tonight. Debo's caught, a couple swing passes, but other than that, it's been very. And I don't know if you want to say conservative, but it's just the Packers are playing some really good defense right now. And when Daniels has tried to run the ball, they've been able to, keep them in check. I mean, I'm talking like 1 yard, line of scrimmage. So it's different from a guy, that, almost had 1,000 yards rushing last year. And he's, sitting tonight. I would doubt if he's over 5 yards rushing tonight.
Probably not. I can probably find no, I don't think so. I got to double check. Maybe the stats aren't fully updated.
14 yards rushing on 3 carries, which that's kind of surprising. He must have had I had an 8-yard run. So that's what kind of lifted him up there. So,
well, I mean, any chance, what's your pick? Do you think Packers hold it true here to the end? Easy win?
Yep. I think Lambeau Field gets a W tonight, unless, like I said, something changes. And it goes back to, we talk about these quarterbacks that have that short memory. This could be one of those games that, if Jaden Daniels is able to find some, late third quarter, fourth quarter magic and able to bring the Commanders back, then the legend of Jaden Daniels grows even more. So it'll be interesting to watch, the rest of this game and see what transpires.
Yeah, it's always, you're just kind of waiting for that offense to have a few plays and just start putting it together. And it feels like once you kind of have that moment, at least it was for the Vikings. Again, I think we talked about it yesterday. He got NFC Offense Player of the Week for playing bad for 3 quarters and then playing great in the 4th quarter. All you need to do is, if you can figure it out, again, it's 3-14. It's not like the score is out of hand by any means. And you still got more than a quarter and 9 minutes to play. So if Daniels, he's just got to put one of these drives together, because the defense has been doing enough. And again, I haven't had eyes on it, but just seeing what the stat lines are right now, for the Packers only to be up as much as they are, despite looking like they're dominating the game on paper, like, you'll take that for the Commanders. So they're not completely out of the fight yet. And obviously myself, I'll be rooting for them, but I do think the Packers will find a way to close it out. LaFleur, great coach. I like Quinn as well, but they're at home with that kind of a lead. He's not the type of coach that finds a way to screw it up and let it slip away.
Can you believe LaFleur was a player for the Omaha Beef back in the early 2000s?
No, I didn't know that at all.
He played in Omaha. Yep, sure did.
He was an Omaha Beef?
Yep.
What position?
Quarterback, I believe.
Quarterback? Okay.
Yep.
Huh. Yeah, I had no idea. I guess that's where some of the greatest X's and O's minds come from. Omaha.
That's where it all starts right there, I tell you.
Apparently. Man, all right. Didn't know that. Learn more about LaFleur. He was at Omaha. Do you know how long he was playing?
Oh, man. I think it was only for like a year or two. I mean, it would have been back in, I want to say like 2000, 2001, maybe. I might be off on my years there. It's just one of those things that I came across where I was like, wow, that's wild that he played for the Beef. So
that is weird. Okay. Well, Raff, I to get news of the day. What is your news of the day? What is the news of the day?
My news of the day. I think my news of the day is going to be Matt Rule on the Pat McAfee show saying Nebraska's got to be Nebraska. That's my news.
I didn't catch that whole thing. I saw it when I was working earlier. What did y'all say on Pat McAfee today? Give for the listeners who haven't seen it yet.
Well, I really, spoke, really highly of Dylan Raiola. Said he's not getting like the publicity nationally, but he's a great player, and so I liked it. I always get hearing that. I really enjoyed listening to. I can remember all my press conferences. I watched these press conferences. I remember which day I watched them and how it comes up. Or it was today. It was Coach Rule. Yeah, Coach Rule spoke today at the press conference, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Coach Rule was today. Dana Holgerson was yesterday. Yeah, Coach Rule was talking about really in depth about Raiola. The way he's escalated. How they've started him. Like he said, like the plays are still the same what they're calling from last year, but he's just up to like the fourth level now, to where last year he'd have the plays, he'd have the ability to change the play at the line of scrimmage, and he could go from there. Well, this year, not only does he have that ability, he can go up to the line of scrimmage, and he's also changing protections, and he's seeing stuff like that, and he's given himself more of an opportunity to make plays, which I think that was really interesting to hear this year. And that just comes with, the more experience you have with the offense. Like I always talk about, when you learn an offense, you want to get it to where when you hear the play call, you don't hear the words and the terms. You see it, in your head. You see all the, where the receivers are going, where the tight ends are going to be at, where your line's going to be at. And I think he's got to that point to where the play call to him, he sees what that play is supposed to do and how to adjust the line of scrimmage and being able to change your protections. That's big time for a quarterback.
Well, let's hear head coach Matt Rule himself talk about exactly what you're talking about. Dylan's growth on that pretty snap. And here's Matt Rule. It's about a couple of minutes long, so bear with us.
He was doing a lot last year. I think from day one we've done it with him. I just think he's, it's only this will be game 16 for him. I mean, he's still so young in his journey. He's just doing it at such an advanced level. And he can come out and he can say, oh, it's man, I'm going to go to this. It's two man, I'm going to go to that. It's, so as a play caller, you can give him things and you can call a play. And if it's not the right play, he's going to get you into the better play. No, he's just not picking from whatever. I mean, they've given it to him but I think he did a lot of it last year. I just think that we've elevated it and we've added more things. And then the team's just a lot better. The offense, the guys, even the guys, were here last year, they're just playing a lot better. We're better up front. We're better at a lot of positions. So he can get the checks and guys aren't missing them. They're not we're just another year into it. I think where you see a lot of growth from him is in the flipping of protections too, because as I said, there's a couple steps to it. First, a lot of guys come out and they play quarterbacks. Who am I throwing the ball? And they get blitzed in the face, get hit in the face, and they have no idea. And then the next level up is to understand, hey, two guys come over here. I'm hot. I've got to get the ball in my hand. That's where a lot of guys play in college. The next step is, hey, I'm going to get hit. I'm going to check the protection, and I'm going to, protect myself. He's at the fourth step, and it happened after Iowa going into Boston College. Iowa did a great job. They kept blitzing the back, keeping the back in, and then he had no relief when the guys weren't open. And he started after that game going into Boston College. He was now flipping the protection, even when he knew there wasn't a problem, to the guy he thought was coming, so that the back could get out. And so he's way up here right now. Last week, Akron brought a zero blitz. They came all out, and he kind of drifted to his right, away from who he knew was free, and he hit Ja'Cory on a wide depart fade down the left sideline. So, sometimes even as you're watching the game, he threw the ball to Wood against Cincinnati, like on the 40-yard line, 45-yard line. He saw what the coverage was. He checked to a little screen, threw it to Wood, and hoping he breaks the tackle. Bonner gets tackled, goes to fourth through. That's when I decided to. I can't remember if I went for that one or punted that one, but I guess my point is you can call the play, you can call an aggressive pass play, and if he's going to get overwhelmed with the pressure, he's going to check to something to get you out of it. So I just think it's the same it's all the same words as last year. There's nothing like Dana didn't reinvent the offense. It's all the same things. It's just we try to do what he does well. We try to do what our players do well. And I think he's taking these things to another level in terms of, hey, call the play. I'll get you in the right play if it's not right.
Very lengthy answer from the man himself, Matt Rule. But when you hear that long kind of speech, A lot of praise on Dylan Real. And again, he kind of talks about, there's 3 levels, and he even says Dylan Real is on that 4th level. When it comes to pre-snap, what am I looking at? What am I actually doing up here in terms of moving my protection around, checking down of some plays and understanding what it's supposed to look like pre-snap?
Yeah, I'd be interested if like maybe Husker Vision would do like a week in the life of Dylan Raiola, just to show your fans out there. I would just like to see it, just all the stuff that he does during the week. I mean, to be doing this, you've got to do a bunch of homework on your own. Like you've got to be studying tape, you've got to be studying fronts. You've got to have that knowledge going into the game on Saturday. But then also on top of that, you're having to go to school. You're having to, take care of, I guess now in today's college football, the business end of it. So he's got to take care of, the business side of it. I mean, it's just crazy, what college football has become. I mean, back in the day, it was, go to class, go to practice, go to a meeting, watch tape. And now it's turned it, it's college football. I mean, it's always been big business, but now you've got the players that are included in that big business. But I would love to just see a week in the life of Dylan Raiola, or, what it's like to be a quarterback in Division I football these days.
Well, that you say that, I think I can actually pull it up. Dylan Raiola's schedule. One of the games they actually put it out. He writes down his schedule every day, and it's really, really dedicated. I think it was during the Cincinnati game. They just asked him, like, hey man, could you write down your schedule for us just so we get an idea of what it looks like? And it is, I can't find it, so I'll stop wasting time. It is to the minute detail. Like the guy does not skip a beat, and it's like bedtime, 9:00. Yeah. You don't get to that level that Matt Rule is talking about your sophomore year, and even he probably did through a lot of later high school as well, without being disciplined. I mean, you just don't get to that level without some serious discipline, because it's one thing to study it. It's one thing to look at it. To actually get to that point where you're implementing that stuff in year one, like where he's mentioning like in Iowa last year as a true freshman, he was kind of at that 4th level in terms of understanding what I need to do pre-snap. That says a lot about his maturity and the amount of effort. And to your point, that schedule's got to be crazy, and he's got to be incredibly disciplined to follow it every day.
Oh yeah, and just the knowledge that he's got to show. I mean, for the confidence, you look at Dana Holgerson. I mean, he is an acclaimed offense coordinator. So I guarantee you, when you're putting that kind of confidence into Dylan Raiola being able to check out a plays at the line of scrimmage, you have 100% confidence in what he's checking to, because I'll tell you what, nothing frustrates an offense coordinator more is when they send you up there with the right play and you read the front wrong, or you read the back end coverage wrong, and you check out as something where they know it's going to be a big play. So that they instill that much confidence in him, it just shows you how much time that he spends every week, watching game tapes himself and, studying the front, studying the coverages and everything that he's doing right now. It's really impressive.
Yeah, it's incredibly impressive. And to your point, he's not only got the coaches putting some pressure on him, not because because he's a good player, there's going to be pressure around him, but he's got to think the way he's handled being the guy on campus. So now we can sit here and say the volleyball team's technically the people. I don't care. Volleyball's great. They deserve all the credit, but I just mean Dylan Raiola, very noticeable figure walking around campus. A lot of people want football to be great. He's got so much pressure on his shoulders to really lead this team back to greatness. And, this season, if he didn't look very great to kind of start off these first 2 games, there would be so much chatter around him. And luckily, I shouldn't say luckily, through his hard work, those first 2 games have gone really well. And there's a whole new level of belief, not only because the rest of the team looks good, but Dylan Raiola as well I think he's like sitting 78% completion rating. We can talk about who they played in Akron, but I think that was impressive to do against Cincinnati. He's got 6 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. He is a big part of why this place has a ton of hope with the Nebraska football program, and him and Matt Rule kind of together have really kind of reshaped recruiting here a little bit as well. Now, it's not just those 2 guys you want to give credit to, but Dylan Raiola has been really active recruiting other guys. TJ Lateef, like they've kind of started this train of making Nebraska flashy and cool again, but that started with a ton of pressure before we even got to where we're at right now.
Oh, totally. And I think, Raiola takes a little bit of guff, from the media and the fans about, maybe his impressionistic styles of Patrick Mahomes. However, I don't think people realize that nobody wants to be the best as much as what Dylan Raiola wants to be. Like, he wants to play in the NFL, and to have that opportunity, it's not going to be, well, he looks like Patrick Mahomes, we're going to draft him. It's going to be his own marriage, that what he stands on. And the rush, like we've seen, like I say this all the time. I mean, Nebraska, we finished 6-6 last year. Before that, we hadn't been to a bowl game since 2018 at
2016.
2016.
Yeah.
If it's not for Dylan Raiola's recruitment and getting him to come to Nebraska, I mean, he's huge to those doors opening to getting the players that we've got. And I know a lot of people be like, well, it's the program, which I get that. We have great facilities. I mean, it's some of the best in the country, but players want to come play where they have the opportunity to win. At the end of the day, it's about winning. I mean, we will always say that it's about winning, and nobody's saying, well, he acts like Patrick Mahomes, so I'm going to go to Nebraska. No, they're going to Nebraska because they're like, he gives us a chance to win and to be successful. So I know he takes a lot of guff about the whole Patrick Mahomes thing, but I like that he's our quarterback. I like how hard he works.
I'll just go on my rant right now. I cannot stand the amount of attention people put on them. Like, it's so annoying, Raff. I mean, you've seen it yourself. Some of these people don't care at all. They're just doing it for clicks.
Yeah.
But I expect the people to be a little bit wiser about how easy you are to fool, and like how easy you are to just get riled up for the dumbest reasons. I saw a video, Raff. This kid can't breathe. If he has a breath of air, he's trying to be Patrick Mahomes. There was one video, and I think I was telling it to Raff and Caleb Smith. I think it got like over 100,000 likes, like millions of views, and it was Dylan Raiola fixing the shoulders in his pads.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh my gosh, he's trying to be Mahomes. Look at this guy. And people are like, this is insane. This is weird. This is creepy. And I'm like, what are we doing here? I mean, this kid's clearly just adjusting his pads. And if I had an NFL quarterback who some considered to be the greatest, and I trained with some of the same coaches, and that's how I got to know him, and he invites me to go hang out at the Super Bowl in the locker room, what moron is saying no? That's weird. No one. So I don't get a lot of it.
Here's the deal: is he's took a lot, like I say, a lot of guff. However, how many people wore their little leg, not their pad, but the little slide pad on like their left leg, and wore the wristband exactly like Michael Jordan wore it? I mean, how many? I mean, look at all the great players throughout history, and then look at the people that tried to imitate them. I mean, Scottie Pippen, for instance. I mean, he was basically trying to be like Michael Jordan his first, years in the league, wearing pretty much everything the same as. So, I mean, I have no problem with a guy, you have your own game, but you pick up traits from watching. And at the end of the day, Dylan's still a young kid. I look back when I played. If you watched me, I probably did some stuff that John Elway did, because that's who I was watching. So, I mean,
and every single athlete, Raff, every athlete has your story where there is an athlete they kind of see themselves similar to, and they end up emulating a lot of their game. It's nothing.
I mean, new. was I pigeon-footed? I don't know, but John Elway was. So I'm guessing there was probably me being a little bit pigeon-footed. I mean, that was just the way it goes sometimes. So I can't hate on the guy. And a big thing too, we talk about, like we said earlier, if you win, no one has a problem with it. It's when you're not winning, that's when people try to find it, pick. And I mean, that's just I think part of life in general. So, but yeah, I have no problem with what he does, because at the end of the day, it's his game that he's working on and making it great. And the first two games, it's showing me that, he's done his homework. It'll be interesting when we play some harder competition, but right now with what he's been dealt, I think he's been passing with flying colors.
Yeah, and he, shout out to his maturity. Been really mature about the whole thing. Again, even with the Mahomes stuff, like I think you could probably get a little bit frustrated with that because, again, he's never talking about it. It's everybody else talking about it around him that kind of makes it. But he stays really, cool about it. They were even kind of making jokes about it with his own teammates. So,
well, the type of leader that he is, that he can go up to his tight end and say, "Hey, you need to get engaged," because Patrick Mahomes' tight end got engaged, and that Luke Lindenmeyer just said, "Hey, Dylan, I'm here for you. I will get engaged just so we can have it the same as Patrick." So that's leadership right there.
It is incredible. Me and Jay were talking about this hell of a run for Luke Lindenmeyer. Yes. He got communion and then engaged. Yep. Or not communion, first baptism, and then he got engaged. I think next he's got
touchdown pass.
What's that?
Caught his first touchdown pass.
Yeah, first touchdown pass. I think he's got confession next week, or he maybe went to confession already this week. And he's just gonna knock out a new rite every single week. But it's just been fun to watch his. Honestly, an incredible year for Luke Lindenmeyer. I think people had high expectations. But I think so far he's exceeded even what people may have expected. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, no, I agree with you. He's a key, like they said, it's his safety blanket right now that Dylan knows that he can go to him when he gets in trouble. And we talked about it last night. I always believe the tight end is always open in college football. So he's definitely going to have his opportunities. And I also think that before it's said and done, Heinrich Haarberg is going to play a factor in this Nebraska offense also.
Yeah, we'll see. I think his role is probably going to evolve as the season goes on, but I think you're absolutely right. We do got to throw it to a break here. Let me check the NFL again real quick. See if I accidentally closed out of it. Raff, you got the NFL score in front of you?
17-3, Green Bay Packers, 3 minutes and 30 seconds remaining in the third quarter.
All right, I got some people out by the front window. I'm going to try to put these guys on screen.
Uh-oh.
So if they're out there listening, just give me a second. We'll throw in at the break. I'll keep the break window open if those guys want to run around, do whatever they want.
Raff's Roadies?
Yeah, we'll call them Raff's Roadies. Not entirely sure. All right, don't go anywhere. We'll throw at the break. I'm Harrison Arns. We'll put the window back on. Talk to you guys on the other side.
Harvest season is coming, and Acres has discounted many of our late model John Deere combines. Get thousands in discounts and upgrade for this year's harvest. Plus, you could save even more with interest rates starting as low as 1.9% on select units. Low interest rates combined with our huge discounts, there's not a better time to buy. Visit acres.com for all the details. That's AKRS.com. Restrictions apply. Offer ends August 31st, 2025. Subject to approved financing. Offer may change at any time without notice.
Hey fans, there's more winning at Amigos with the VIP Game Day giveaway. Every app scan is your chance to win premium tickets to a Nebraska football, basketball, and volleyball game, along with exclusive game day perks. And when Nebraska goes to a bowl, the winner also gets 2 tickets, lodging, and airfare to the bowl game. Weekly semifinalists will win free food for a year. Go Big Red. Eat at Amigos and enter to win.
Amigos is celebrating 45 years with exclusive Nebraska Legends collectible cups featuring Tom Osborne, John Cook, and some of your favorite Huskers. For every cup sold, 50 cents goes to teammates. Show your Big Red pride by getting all 4 of these collectible cups at Amigos.
This is Tom Osborne with the Teammates Mentoring Program. We have students on the waiting list for a mentor, and we want you to join the team. Learn more about mentoring and support teammates by visiting Amigos.
An overdose can happen in front of you and you might not realize it. Blue lips, slowed breathing, pinpoint pupils, choking sounds, unresponsive to touch or sounds. These signs aren't always obvious, but they can be deadly. Knowing what to do could save your friend, your neighbor, your child. Learn more by visiting myhealthymind.crediblemmind.com so you can be ready before it happens. This message is funded in part by the CDC OD2A grant.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, their passion for happier, healthier, furry friends.
Limitless Male says it's all fun and games until your testosterone plummets. Testosterone levels can start falling as early as age 30 with symptoms like no energy, poor sleep, brain fog, belly fat, muscle loss, and mood swings. If this sounds familiar, get your testosterone checked at Limitless Male. We'll get you back in the game with more strength, energy, and confidence. When you feel this good, you'll wonder why you waited so long to get a free consult at Limitless Male. Get scheduled today.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Are you looking to upgrade or improve the garage door on your home? This is Cameron Hall of Doors Plus. At Doors Plus, we guarantee to offer a wide selection of options from 5 leading garage door manufacturers as we deliver a free estimate, exact measurements, and rapid installation with a 3 to 5 week time frame. When you choose Doors Plus for your residential garage door needs, you'll work with our experienced technicians and be ensured that your new door seamlessly complements your home. Give us a call at 402-590-5800 or visit us online at doorsplusllc.com. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
What's better than supporting your favorite radio station and eating delicious Nebraska-made products? Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska wants to highlight you, the listener, on the 93.7 The Ticket Wall of Fame at the store. Stop by the store at 48th and R in Lincoln and see their huge variety of small batch gourmet jerky. Or if you're not in the area and want to try some, go to smokinggunjerky.com and enter code EARLY for 10% off your purchase. It's the ultimate low-calorie, high-protein snack at Smoking Gun Jerky of Nebraska.
With UBT, you've got total control over your money. Like Doug, who runs his game day tailgate like a well-oiled machine.
I got burgers, brats, chicken, dogs, plus all the fixins. And with the UBT Go app, I can track my food spending from anywhere.
Pro move.
They don't call me Grill Sergeant for nothing.
No matter your goals, UBT helps you feel good about reaching them. Union Bank and Trust. Member FDIC.
Back to The Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in segment number 2. Raff's good take on sports. You guys are joined back in 402-464-5685. Sorry, him and text line as always. We still got NFL going on over the brick and mortar. 17-3, end of the third quarter. And Raff, I'll let you go ahead and kick off segment number 2 here. As I'm looking at the show notes, you're definitely going to have better memories than myself.
I was just going
to say that. More memories, not better memories.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you, how old were you back in 2001?
2.
All right. Well, yeah, I'd be remiss, not to talk about 24 years ago today, 9/11, the Twin Towers. Just wanted to talk this segment just about some of the tributes that took place after 9/11 in the sports world, and just talk about some of the ones that stick out in my memory. And then anybody listening tonight, if they want to text in and about their memories of some of the stuff, the tributes that happened around the sports world after 9/11. One of the ones nationally that really sticks out in my head a ton is the New England Patriots. After 9/11, the first game they played when they returned back, Joe Andruzzi, offensive lineman for them, his brothers were firemen in the I almost said LA police department, the New York Fire Department, and they were two of his brothers went into the Twin Towers to try to save people. So he was on pins and needles, wanting to know if they survived that. And the first game back in the return, the Patriots, he led the team out, and he had 2 flags that he carried out for each of his brothers. I thought that was, one of the cooler tributes, to all the fire department in New York and all the first responders that helped out that day in New York.
Even Memorial Stadiums. I mean, I've only seen videos of it, but you can see the energy of Memorial Stadium right here in Lincoln, Nebraska. Like, just watching videos of it, I wasn't around. I get almost emotional. That I've never seen. Even in Memorial, as much as we all love each other today, I've never seen a stadium look that close before. And it's like you can still watch it today, and even though it's a little bit more blurry and pixelated than we're used to, it'll kind of hit you to the core and just make you pause at the very least.
Yeah, and what I remember about that night was it was played on September 20th, but it was originally they were going to play on September 15th. However, Rice was still a little bit worried about travel and stuff like that. And so September 20th comes around, and at that time, you still were a little bit leery, like the gatherings, the big stadium gatherings, what had took place, could it happen again and stuff like that. But I think the people of Nebraska that night, came together, and it's like, hey, we're not going to let terrorism, take away our freedoms, and to do what we enjoy. So that night, when the tunnel vision hit, they sort of redid the tunnel vision a little bit, made it a patriotic scene. I think the Sower used to do like the raising the roof for the Heisman, but he was like waving a flag. And then
I think you guys had the firemen lead you out of the tunnel, right?
Yeah. When the doors opened up, usually it would be Frank Solich leading the team out. However, it was the firemen, the police department, and all the first responders. And I'll tell you what, that night, that stadium, it was loud. That stands out there. You have the moments in Memorial Stadium history. You have the Jack Hoffman run, which will always be one of the more emotional times in Nebraska football history. But I think the first responders, that's right up there as one of the most emotional moments in Memorial Stadium football history.
Well, yeah, it was, and why I remember that so well is because, like, you were hearing some of those guys talk, and it's really, I think it's a YouTube video. You guys can go and find it. But they interview them, and they just weren't expecting it at all. They thought it was still Husker football, that they were just happy to be a part of it, and obviously those guys were going through a lot as well. And when they realized how they were kind of the ones getting the loudest cheers, it hit them at a level where a lot of them said they kind of broke down and cried a little bit, not realizing how grateful the entire country was for them, because that wasn't just the people in Memorial Stadium cheering for him, but like any eyes on that TV, and obviously throughout the state, there was this appreciation for those people that really put their lives at risk when tragedy hits. Because when tragedy hits, it's we forget that tragedy hits every single day, and there's people every single day that have to go and do those things. And sometimes something so bad happens, the entire nation wakes up and sees it. And then we tribute, rightfully so, those first responders. And I really recommend people go and find it on YouTube. I can't remember what it's called, but I know it's pretty easy to go and find it. And those guys weren't anticipating that kind of love and support from the fan base.
No, it was an incredible night, and just a great tribute to all those first responders. Another couple of the ones that stood out to me was one. I kind of forgot this one. I was reading about it. Was the New York Mets, the first game that they returned back? Mike Piazza hit a home run to bring the Mets back, and that kind of goes down in history as like that, showing the resolve of New York was the way they came back and won that game. And then the big one for New York for me was the game 1 of the World Series, and George W. Bush threw out the first pitch. And that was one of those moments. I think that's right up there with like the Memorial Stadium moment that you have in the President of the United States coming out. And like he said, he felt so much pressure that night to throw a strike.
I think it kind of is the most important first pitch we've had. Like that's a tough one.
So he said he was back in the bullpen warming up. He was worried he was going to throw a strike. And then he just said once he stepped out in the crowd and the emotion, just kind of overtook him. And then he walked up to the mound there in Yankee Stadium and threw a strike. And, that would be one of those nights where I just the memory of being there, but just to watch it on, I mean, just watching on TV, you just got the, the goosebumps of just, the leader of the United States throwing out, it doesn't matter, if you're what side or whatever you're on, it's that, the president, representing your country doing that. That was a cool moment in the history of Yankee Stadium there. So thought that was awesome.
Yeah. And I think it's kind of nice too, to just think about some moments like that. Without saying that, with everything that was happening over yesterday, it's like, it's kind of nice just to think about moments when we weren't everyone at each other's throats. Like, we're all neighbors here. Go hug your neighbors. Don't immediately try to find a reason to disagree with them. And there's certain things, unfortunately, it tends to be tragedies sometimes that bring people together, but let's, talk to each other before anything like that even needs to happen. And I think if, we can really get along and just, it's so easy to be nice to other people. And I think we just need to remember some of those times when we were close and how much better that felt than making up enemies that you just don't need to have.
Yep, I agree. And then one of the, probably the tribute that sticks out every year is Wells Crowther. I think I'm saying his name. I might be saying it wrong, but he went to Boston College, and he was one of the guys on the plane that I believe that over Shanksville, that the famous "Let's Roll" moniker, and he always would wear a red bandana, and they always have their red bandana game every year at Boston College. And it seems like every year where they have the red bandana game, you do not want to play Boston College, just with the memories of Wells there, and that's just another one of those amazing tributes to a hero. I mean, a real hero. So it's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're on it. Shout out to everyone who gave their lives that day. I mean, I know it's 2025 now, but, we still talk about for a reason. It was something that moved the entire country, and we'll never forget all those people and what they lost and what a lot of people had to sacrifice and what they, givingly sacrificed themselves for. So, always will be remembered and rightfully so. Chris Raff knows a little bit different of a segment, but good on you. I think it is well worth the airtime. Anything else left to add before we throw it to break?
The last one I just want to mention too is not a year goes by where, I just don't, I give, serious, tribute, just feel for the guy is Dave Remington. Yeah. His office was on the 102nd floor of the Twin Towers. He was out traveling, but pretty much lost, everybody that he worked with and everybody on that floor that he knew. So it's just always one of those things where I always, just take a moment, each year, all the time, but today of all days where you say a little prayer for Dave, and it'd just be crazy. All these people you worked with every day and they're not there no more. So Dave, always saying a prayer for you, Dave, Big Dave. You are the man, one of the nicest. I mean, not only the greatest center in the history of college football, probably one of the greatest people in the history of college football. Scratch that. One of the greatest people in the world. He's that guy.
He deserves a lot of credit for that. Because, you do hear the saying, you don't meet your heroes, you'll often leave disappointed, or some sort of version of that. But it's sometimes you get guys like Dave Remington where it's like, no, go meet that guy. You'll be, your expectations will even be surpassed, because for the absolute animal he was on the field, nicest guy. And I haven't met him personally, but I hear a lot of the same things about him being just a all around great human being. So I'll join you and shouting on some prayers for, like I said, everybody involved in that day, and of course Remington himself. But we do got to throw it to break. One more segment on the other side. I've got Raff's good takes coming up, so don't go anywhere. Harrison Arns, Chris Raff, talk to you in a little bit.
At Valentino's, we're on a mission for tradition. On every slice, for every bite. Golden baked crust, cooked to perfection every time. Savory sweet sauce that's made from our own secret recipe. Loaded with the perfect amount of fresh toppings and melty mozzarella cheese. It's the tradition that Nebraskans have come to love. From game day to every day. Valentino's. Taste the tradition.
Give your furnace a break with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows. Heartland of Nebraska Windows offers a free estimate, full window replacements, all vinyl triple pane windows, and a lifetime warranty of everything, while still keeping their prices affordable. Sounds too good to be true, right? Heartland of Nebraska Windows is locally and family owned with their own team of installers. Give the window experts at Heartland of Nebraska Windows a call today at 402-430-3852 or visit them online at heartlandofnebraskawindows.com. Elevate your home or business with the help of Heartland of Nebraska Windows today.
A1 Automotive's second location is now open at 5110 State Hill Drive, just off of Yankee Hill Road. The new location continues to specialize in all makes and models and provides personalized service as they have for 15 years. With the school year here, A1 Automotive reminds you that college students get 10% off any service, and they offer free tire repair with a valid college ID. Schedule your appointment today at a1autolincoln.com and visit their new location in South Lincoln at 5110 State Hill Drive or downtown at 11th and L.
Have you been injured in an accident and don't know where to turn? You need an attorney you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you've been injured, we want to help you. Liberty Law's experienced attorneys are committed to the pursuit of justice for those injured. Call Liberty Law and find out how we can help you get the compensation you deserve. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Call the trial attorneys you can trust. 877-42-LIBERTY.
Schweizo Construction is now hiring for skilled craftsmen, steel erectors, concrete workers, and general laborers. Schweizo Construction offers great benefits like premium wages, health and dental insurance, paid holidays and vacation, 401k with company match, life insurance, and disability insurance. They pride themselves on a legacy of 40 years built on integrity and trust. Joining their team means becoming part of a family that values hard work, dedication, and mutual respect. Apply today at schweizo.com. That's SCHWISOW.com.
Since 1983, Fast Mike's Rollouts has been a trusted and reliable company in Lincoln and the surrounding areas. Fast Mike's handles all sides of construction projects, home renovations, or big cleanouts. With the perfect size dumpster to fit your needs, Fast Mike's Rollouts will haul it all. With same-day delivery in Lincoln, affordable rates, and top-notch service, Fast Mike's Rollouts make cleanup quick and easy. Call now at 402-450-6828 or visit us online at fastmikesrollouts.com. Book your dumpster today. Fast Mike's Rollouts, cleanup made simple.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Breaking here at the news desk. When you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, you can lock in your price for 2 years. Sources are confirming that when you stack Allo Internet, DirecTV, and mobile, your monthly price drops and you're locked in for 2 years. That's fiber fast internet, premium streaming TV, and reliable nationwide mobile coverage. And this just in, you must switch by Labor Day to secure that locked-in pricing for 2 years. Switch, stack, and save at allofiber.com/stack.
Bring new life to metal treasures with Kaiser Blasting and Coatings. From railings and fences to outdoor furniture and unique antiques, their expert team removes years of rust and weathering, then finishes each piece with a lasting powder coat. Trusted by industries across the region, now local homeowners and businesses can experience the same professional care. Visit KaiserBlasting.com or call 402-421-3559 to request your quote. Restore, protect, and make your metal shine like never before with the help of Kaiser Blasting and Coatings.
Gaina Trucking is hiring CDL Class A and B drivers. Their strong team culture makes it not a job, but a career. Gaina Trucking offers health, vision, and dental insurance, 401k with company match, an employee assistance program, and other bonus programs. Build a better career today with great team culture at Gaina Trucking. Learn more and apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
Back to the Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, final segment right here, 93.7 The Ticket. Before we get to a replay, no late night in Lincoln with DP tonight because Lincoln is not, or DP's not in Lincoln. I almost said it backwards there. DP's out there. He's getting ready to watch some UFC down there in San Antonio. Noche is going on. So he's gone. He won't be there for that. I believe we'll see. Maybe this weekend he'll be back. If not, worst case scenario, Monday. Final update on the NFL, 10-17. 10-23. Never mind. As I'm looking at life, Packers must have just scored a touchdown, but it is now 10-23, probably 24 here if it's PAT after. 9 minutes left to go. Commanders down by decent chunk here. Both teams want to know. Both teams trying to avoid their first loss, but right now it's looking like the Commanders might play on the road.
Yep. Tucker Kraft. I'll tell you what. Good tight end. Having a big game tonight.
Is he?
I might have started him on my fantasy football team. So, yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much.
I don't even want to look. We'll just look while we're live on air, and my reaction will tell you how the boys are doing on the fantasy football squad here. How many teams do you do a year? Are you just a one league only guy?
Yeah, just one. One from my old neighborhood kids that I grew up with when I was a wee youngin', some 35, 40 years ago. So those 8 guys or 7 guys, and that's it.
All right. I have no players playing, and neither does he. So we're doing all right. Didn't realize neither of us have anybody in the game tonight. So, no, I'm in the same way. I like fantasy football, not for the betting and the gambling, but just it's something to do with my friends from high school.
Yep.
So, like every year, we're always going to play fantasy football, and it'll just feel like the old times where we're just giving each other a hard time for absolutely no reason. But, Raff, we got a few minutes left. Raff's good take. What do you got before you leave us for the weekend?
All right, everybody. Today's Raff's Good Take goes out to 2 people. They were there for my 50th birthday party, even though I look like I'm only 30. They were there for my engagement, me and Tracy's engagement. I got to make sure to say both of ours because we both got engaged. They were there for our wedding. He was the best man in my wedding. His wife was a bridesmaid for Tracy. I just want to wish a very happy anniversary to Nick and Chrissy Thomas, celebrating their 10th anniversary tonight. Just great people, great parents of my greatest kids ever, Ainsley Rabbit and Breezy Bear. I got to say their name on the radio so they can hear it. But just want to wish you guys a very happy anniversary. And Tracy and I love you guys. Awesome people. You guys are Raff's Good Take.
There you have it. Raff's final good take of the week before he joins us again next week come Monday. And we'll get to talk how the Husker football team did as well as they get ready to face the Houston Christian Huskies, who got some NFL talent. Zappy, Browns quarterback, who started the last game of 2024, was actually a Houston Christian alumni. Transferred to West Virginia after, so I don't know if he said Houston Christian when they do the name prompts at the bottom. But they got a few notable alumni. We'll talk about that tomorrow as well. But that is Chris Raff. I am Harrison Arns. Final update, 24-10 between the Packers, Commanders. And, of course, we will all talk to you again next week. Come 6 a.m., though. Early break. Starts right back up again tomorrow morning, Friday. See you later, Chris Raff.